Welcome back, YouTube. Hope you are all doing well. So, in today's video, we are doing another Q&A, and I put a story on my Instagram the other week. I've had quite a few questions coming through, majority of them being kind of prep and competition related, which is cool. But there's a few lifestyle and general training and nutrition questions in there as well. So I'm going to answer each question in a different location, just so it keeps you guys slightly more engaged, because I am aware that if someone's just speaking to a camera in the same place for an entire 20 minutes maybe, it can get a little bit boring. So firstly, thank you very much for everyone who asked questions. It has allowed me to produce this video. And yeah, it's just going to be a straight up Q&A today. I was going to talk a little bit about how my head's at in between shows and stuff like that, but I'll save that for another video because we'll be pretty much peaking again from next week. So, first question. What do you find most challenging? What did you find the most challenging aspect of prep, and how did you overcome this? The most challenging aspect of prep, probably just like I mentioned in previous videos, putting general social and relationship life pretty much on pause for the good part of 7-8 months. I've been doing it since last June, so it is 12 months, but I did have a little bit more flexibility within the building phase, where I could go out for meals a little bit more frequently. We had holidays and stuff, Hannah and I. But yeah, I'd say as prep started and went on, I think it was it's not a bad time to do prep because it was start of winter, and obviously over Christmas as well. So you could argue there were a few social occasions that I did not miss out on per se, but it's just as you know, when you are going for a meal or you go to a social event, family event, whatever it might be, yes, you can be present, and yes, you can still have the same conversations that you would if there was a beer in your hand or not in your hand, or same with if you are eating food that's the same as everyone else. But a big part of it is social, the food, the drinks, and I'd say not that it was a challenge, because I don't know if you've seen my Instagram post as of recently, when the goal means enough and the vision's clear and you know what exactly it is you're going for, it does allow you to have a lot more commitment, most definitely. But it's still not to say that I didn't find it a struggle. Sat there with my pre-cooked meals, and while everyone else was eating burgers and Chinese and drinking beer and stuff like that, that was maybe more challenging. But as you went through prep and I did it more and more, it just became the norm. Like, people just expected that of me. So the kind of the pressure and the comments from people, oh, just have this, it's fine, it's not going to kill you, it's not going to do much damage, you've still got 6 months, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. That kind of wore off after the first month, because people just realise and understand what you are doing. If people around you, love you and respect what you are doing, then they won't find an issue with it unless they are really, truly unhappy with themselves. And that's just more of like a mirror effect, that the problem isn't on you, it's on them. They're in a position where they don't feel good about themselves. So you bring in your pre-cooked meals for a goal that's bigger than just 10 minutes dopamine spike. That's an issue that they have, not you. So I think that's something important to remember as well, that when people are like, oh, why are you bringing your food prep into work? It's, I don't know, argument's sake, it's takeaway Friday. We always get a takeaway on Friday. What are you doing that for? The issue isn't on you, it's on them. They feel inferior that you're trying to do something different than the norm. So always remember that. So yeah, I'd say that, to summarize this question, was a hard thing at the start, but again, it's the same as anything in life. The more you do it, the more it becomes the norm for yourself, and the more it becomes the norm for the people that are around you as well. But genuinely, I've not found it hard. And I keep saying this to people like in the gym, and my mindset shifted massively when I stopped waiting for it to get hard. And something that I've massively learned during this prep is actually being present and just winning each day, not thinking about next week, not thinking about when it's going to get hard, not thinking about when my strength's going to drop off in the gym or when hunger's going to get really high. Like, the more that you think that and almost wish that upon yourself, the more likely it is going to happen. So a good tip that you can take away from this is, don't wait to get hungry. Don't wait to feel like a drop in strength in the gym. Like, just do what you physically can from day to day, and that will create a compounding effect that over time will get you the result. And that is what I did. And I came first place in my show the other week, so it works. Question number 2. Did you enjoy the entirety of the competing process? Will it be a big focus going forward? So in terms of the actual competing side of things and like show days and even like the build up, the peaking, the tanning process, the traveling, the hotel, that was something that I was waiting for, because I remember I had this question last time I did a Q&A and I answered, I need to wait until I've done shows first. Like, it's all well and good saying, yeah, prep's great, I love it, it's just a diet at the end of the day. I've done diets before, I know I enjoy dieting, I know I enjoy feeling and looking better in my own skin. But now I've competed twice, I can give you a more solid answer. And the answer is, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Genuinely got such a buzz, even more so in the second show, obviously, because I won as opposed to second in the first show. But going into it, knowing how it was going to be, I just went in with a lot more kind of confidence, and just not confidence in like a cocky kind of way, but just like I knew where I needed to be. I knew how to kind of pump up appropriately. I knew what it was like to feel certain emotions on stage. I was a lot more I felt at home on stage the second time around. So in terms of, did I enjoy the competing side of things? 110%. And will it be a big focus of mine moving forwards? 110%. And I'm going to be dropping a video over the next probably couple of months in regards to my angle in which I'll be heading in regards to overall competing moving forwards. But yeah, it's definitely something that I will do long term. Like, I've always said that I've always gone to the gym anyway because I just love it. I love the gym, if you can't tell. And I love, like, who doesn't love looking good and feeling good in their own skin and seeing, I think it's not, I've said this before, is you put work in and you don't see a result maybe for like 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. And I love that side of it. So in a world, like I've said to you before, where we live, that everyone wants just like instant results, it's actually quite nice that something isn't as instant as what most things are nowadays. And the fact that you can put work in for so long and not necessarily see the results that you want, but see progress in other areas, whether it be lifts going up in the gym, scale weight slowly coming down, and then getting the end result, in months and months' time, there is no better feeling. Like, no, when I stood on stage and got that gold medal around my neck, there was like this sudden flow of emotions that came through me. It was like, wow, I've put in like it's longer than a year. I've been going to the gym for over 10 years, but I put in all this work over the years for this very moment. And there is no better feeling than that. Honestly, like, when you put so much time and effort into something that you enjoy, firstly, I think it's important to remember that you have to enjoy it, but then get some form of accolade at the end of it. Like I've said, I've done photo shoots before, and yeah, the accolade or the result is a set of pictures where you look good and you look back and you think, yeah, I'm proud I did them. But to actually have some form of prize against other competitors, I think that's incredible, and that's why I can see myself doing it for a very long time, as long as Hannah lets me. Now, I'm joking, she lets me, she supports anything, but just in regards to the prep side of things, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult on a relationship front, because you have to put your relationship on hold in regards to dates and stuff and holidays and stuff. But I think, having done it once, I will definitely be a little bit more open to flexibility next time I were to do a prep. And I'll speak about that in another video in regards to what my future plans are for competing. But yeah, I enjoyed to answer the question again, to summarize, I enjoyed the whole process of competing, and it's definitely something that I'll be doing a lot more in the future. I'm never gonna stop going to the gym until my body and mind stops me. So why not continue to do something that you love? And that is my summary on that question. But also, just to add that because I never thought I'd go into the bodybuilding side of things. I thought, no, I like training, I like building muscle, I like getting shredded. That's enough. Photo shoots was I thought that was the top. I thought that was the ceiling for me. But now it's just opened up a whole new world and game for me. And I am someone who very much gamifies life. And if I can keep leveling up, then I will continue to do it. And even, looking back at stage shots already, I know I can be bigger. I know I can get more condition. So it's just like the continuation of progress. Why would anyone not want to do that? Baffles me. So yeah, thank you for that question. Very good one. And yes, I will be doing it for a long time. Next question is, did you get any cravings during prep? If so, what were these and how did you manage them? And again, very boring answer, but no, I didn't get any cravings. And again, I think it's just because the goal was just so big and too big to get cravings. And I think if you are someone who does struggle with cravings, one of the worst things that you can be is food focused. You know, if you're continually just thinking about the next meal, and I think the worst one for a lot of people is just having stuff in the house that they are tempted by. So an easy solution for this is, and you've probably heard it many a times, and I hate the fact that I keep saying that because I think there's only so much you can say, but it seems like you are just regurgitating shite that people say on Instagram and stuff. But genuinely, and it works, and probably why the reason people say it so much is because it's true. But just don't, when you do your food shop, don't buy shit. And I know that's easier said than done. If you've got kids or you've got, partners who are buying food that isn't, bodybuilding food, just normal food, but not food that's congruent to a specific goal. But one thing that I've found that really, I don't do it myself because I don't need to, but for a lot of my clients is if you buy a very similar food shop week to week, to limit that kind of, oh, that looks nice, I'm going to put that in. Just do a reoccurring online shop and get it delivered. You can choose a time slot available for you. You can simply just press reorder every single week and it will send the same stuff, and it just limits that kind of friction of, that's on offer, maybe I'll try that, I'll change that. And that will help massively if you are someone who struggles with, potentially going off plan. But yeah, again, to kind of, in a nutshell, I didn't get any cravings. Like, don't get me wrong, when I was sat with my family while they were eating, like I say, takeaways and stuff, and there's a big juicy burger, smash burger as well, smashies burger, smash burger. Can't remember what it is, but when that's in front of you, right in front of your eyes, and you're just tucking into your, salmon, potatoes, chicken, rice, whatever it is I'm eating at the time. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm thinking, that's shite food, I don't want to eat that. Like, of course I would. I'm only human at the end of the day. I still have, them hunger hormones that are signaling to direct me towards the greasy, high caloric, dense foods. It's just, again, it just goes back to the fact that when you do have a goal that is bigger than just losing a bit of weight, or I'd love to see my abs, like there's just no substance to that goal. When there's a goal that is a photo shoot or a wedding, or wanting to be in the best shape of your life because you've felt shit for years, or stepping on stage, when the goal is big enough, things like cravings soon disappear. And I think if you are someone who maybe cycles through diets and gets distracted by foods, you're thinking too heavily about the food focus and when the diet's going to end, as opposed to the bigger picture and what's to come after you get that result. So yeah, boring answer. Didn't get any cravings. How did I manage it? By not getting cravings in the first place. Sorry about that boring answer. Not really a question, this one, but drop the tan, please. I need to be this tanned. And in regards to the tanning side of things, very strange experience for not having been tanned before, as in spray tanned. The whole process is weird. It's just, like I've said on previous prep videos, that you are literally just stood in a room with 10 to 20 other lads wearing a sock around your cock. I'm not going to be PG on this, private parts. And you're just staring, well, you're trying to stare anywhere but other people's tanning booths, basically. And yeah, it's a strange experience. And the tan is very extreme. It's very dark. You go for 2 coats, and obviously you got the glaze on top of that when you step on stage. And it's extreme. I feel pale now, but again, this is going to turn into a weird video. It's great if you exfoliate it off properly. And obviously I've forgotten to do my feet. So now my feet look very odd. And it's almost like I've got tiger bred feet. Like my nails look like I've got some kind of illness. That's not a good look. So yeah, the tan is great, I guess. No, it's not. I don't think it's great, to be honest. You look good a few days after you've showered and it's washed off and it's just like a nice holiday tan. But the tan on the day and the day before is heavy, it's dark, it's sticky, it's horrible. So yeah, I'd probably suggest maybe not as an intense tan if you wanted one. This isn't even a proper question, nor answer really. But yeah, the tan is extreme. And if you are ever to do bodybuilding, there is a lot of kind of prior skincare that goes into it. You have to exfoliate for X amount of weeks. You have to exfoliate for X amount of days leading up to the show. You have to make sure that you're obviously fully shaved. My hairs are now growing back very spiky, as Hannah keeps mentioning. And yeah, you have to exfoliate it properly after as well, off, not just shower. I washed it off But then me being me, I know the tan looked quite good for a couple of days. So I was like, oh, I'll keep, because I was meant to do a photo shoot a couple of days after my last show, which has now been pushed to the day after my final show. And the reason why I didn't scrub it off instantly, which you're meant to do, hence why it's gone like this, because I've not done it, is so that it comes off properly. And now it's kind of set more. It's, yeah, it just looks patchy and tiger bread like. So yeah, but like I say, I'll definitely make sure that I exfoliate properly next time, even though we're going on holiday 2 days after. But then again, can you tan on top of a tan, I wonder? Like from the sun? Who knows? Thank you for that question. Bit of a random one, but yeah, I'm not going to drop the tan. What was it? Drop the tan, please. Just as an error. They were called Pro Tan for the second show and A1 tanning for the first show. And it's just a normal spray tan that you get for shows, I guess. What else would you use it for? Nights out? I think some people do that, or weddings maybe. Next question, while we are cutting some spuds. Best and worst part of prep. Best part so far is definitely the feeling of winning in show number 2. I don't think there's anything that will compare to that, unless I win again, of course. Just that it was like a feeling of euphoria, is that the right word? Or just like, yeah, this overwhelming feeling of, not that I've just won a gold medal, but just the feeling of everything that I've put in for pretty much the past year and everything that I've missed out on for the past year was worth it. That was 100% the best part of it, 100%. But also, like, again, quite cringy. Maybe not cringy, maybe just quite nice, actually. But being able to share it with Hannah and my mum, they came down to watch the second show. Shout out to all the guys that came for the first show as well. But unfortunately, I didn't put on a good enough showing for you guys to see first that show, apparently. But yeah, sharing that kind of experience with them as well, because they've been through the entirety of the prep with me, Hannah more so, in regards to putting up with low energy, definitely over these last 2 weeks, and missing out, like I've said before, on normal relationship duties, I guess, and life. So yeah, that was probably the best part. But then yeah, I'd say the worst part was also within that as well. Missing out on and just feeling like I've not been. And Hannah's like gold dust. She's so supportive, but just feeling guilty that she has also, basically been in prep throughout all of this in terms of just not living like a normal relationship. I think it's easier, obviously, if you're in a relationship with someone else who is within like bodybuilding per se or anything like that. But I think Hannah being normal, so to speak, she has put her life on pause as well. So I'd say that was, if you want to say worst part, just me feeling really guilty, but I know she's an absolute rock who has supported me every step of the way. So yeah, tit for tat. So yeah, that's probably not, again, some of these answers are probably not what you're expecting. It's probably like, really craving a Five Guys, or I'd say actually second worst thing is the whole of prep was fine. Whole of prep was fine, but in between show number 2 and show number 3, which is now 3-week gap, my energy has, might not seem it now because it comes in bursts. Like I do feel like most of my energy is first thing in the morning. And then it drops a little bit before I train, if it's a training day. And then if it's a rest day, because obviously foods, carbs especially, are a little bit lower, energy is just like, as soon as my last check-in's done, it's like, I've just got no get up and go, no enthusiasm towards anything in life. I know that sounds very sad and drastic, but genuinely, like, I can't even be asked sitting on the sofa. Like, everything just seems like effort. So yeah, that probably is the worst part from like a physical or physiological, maybe even psychological standpoint. But yeah, all in all, if you are thinking about doing a prep, don't go off what I've just said here. It is incredible. It's probably the best thing that you'll ever do. And even more so, obviously, when you kind of, place well in, well, both shows that I've placed well, to be fair, first and second, can't argue with that. There is no better feeling. And I think if you are someone who is doing their first time next year or contemplating it in the future, 110% do it. And I'm not just saying this, to entice people in or just make it up. I'm not making it up. I wouldn't do that. I'd be honest with you. I'd say if it was hell and don't do it, it's not worth it, I would let you know straight up. But it's not. It is genuinely good, and it's opened up a whole new world for me. And for that, I'll forever be kind of eternally grateful for, in a way. So yeah, another nice 4-minute answer for you. Next question is, were you happy with the package that you brought on stage/stages? Honestly, yeah, pretty happy. And I've actually just put this on my Instagram story now. I think the beauty of it is, with bodybuilding or just physique development, I know I will, and I know I can be better in the future. I know I can probably get more conditioned. I know my abs can be a little bit more developed, a bit blockier. I also know that I can add a lot more muscle. And this is the beauty of, even natural bodybuilding. Well, not natural bodybuilding, exactly natural bodybuilding is you have so much natural potential. And I just know for a fact that this is something that I will do for a long time. And again, I'm not going to ramble on with these. To answer the question, yes, I was happy, but there is always a part of me that looks at my physique and will always dig out where I can improve. And I don't think, I said on my Instagram story just now, a lot of people will, I always think of like family and friends when I say this. They'll be like, oh, you're never going to be happy, are you? You're never going to be satisfied. And if you are a gym goer or a lifter like myself, you'll know what I mean. Like you will always find flaws within your physique, even if it's a first place worthy physique. I know for a fact that I can look better. Simple as that. And I don't think there's any hardship in that. That's the thing that keeps you going. If I was just like, yeah, happy, buzzing with it, then now what? Done. No, that's not how kind of the nature of the game works, unfortunately. And that's what I love about it. It's continually looking to better yourself, not just physically, but mentally as well. I know there's things that I can definitely improve on for next time, believe it or not. I might lose you. Go behind the cupboard door here. Give me a sec. So yeah, I was definitely very happy with both packages that I brought to stage. We are saving the best look till last, which is very exciting. Digging for a little bit more condition. And just we're going to peak a little bit different in regards to just bringing a bit more fullness to stage this time as well, which will be exciting. Like they say, save the best till last. But I know I can do better, and I will do better in the future. And this is the beauty of bodybuilding. It's a long game, and especially with it being my first season, definitely not going to be my last season. I know I can better it year on year. Maybe not. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to speak about this in a separate video. But I don't think I'll be going like competing this year and then competing next year and then competing the year after. Like as a natural athlete, you do need time to grow. And I think with a proper structured building phase, I will be able to better my physique even more. And that is the end of the video. Not too many questions, but thank you for all of those who did ask questions. No Hannah with me today. She is at my mum's house, actually. So I'm going to have to wrap it up myself. So yeah, thank you very much for the people that asked questions. It's helped me craft and curate this video. I look so pale now. My tan's gone. Oh dear. Oh well, another 13 days and it'll be back on. So yeah, once again, third time I've said this now. Thank you for all those who asked questions. It does help me create videos like this and also gets me thinking a little bit as well. So I do appreciate it. If you do have any more questions and you're watching this as a first-time viewer or a loyal viewer, please ask me a question in the comments, shoot me a DM on Instagram, or if you have my WhatsApp me, any specific questions that you may have towards. Again, this was very much not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be some like life questions or training and nutrition questions, but I suppose they're a little bit boring. People just want to know how prep was and bodybuilding side of things, which is great. I love talking about it. So yeah, thank you again, fourth time. And yeah, the next video will be different again. I just like to keep changing them up a little bit, and then obviously by the time the video after that comes, it'll be show day, possibly even peak. I think the peak, people will enjoy seeing the peak, to be fair. So I think I'll do a peak week video again next week, but the one before that, which will be out Monday, will be slightly different, and then we'll do another show day one. So yeah, one more show to go. It is currently the 16th of June. My next show is on the 29th of June, so 13 days away. Really looking forward to it. Like I say, if it weren't for these kind of slight highs and lows of energy, I'd probably be even more enthusiastic towards it. But essentially what the plan is now is just to keep pushing for a bit more condition. I'm still on baseline diet foods for the next week, and then we'll start the peak protocol come next Monday again, and then we do it all again. But I think even excitement is a lot higher again, just because I've done it twice now. You know, I'm a veteran basically. I'm obviously joking, but in terms of confidence and just knowing how things run, how to be on stage, and obviously coming off the back of a win, I am feeling confident again. And also to touch on as well, like if I hadn't have won that last show, the amount of pressure and stress on this last show would have been like, it would have taken away from the excitement. So I'm very glad that I won that last one, because it now allows me to fully enjoy it, regardless of placing. And I know on the last video that I did, I was like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say that. Of course I'm gonna try to win, but it is not the end of the world if I don't. I'll just be happy to experience it all over again. And that is a wrap. Thank you for watching. If you are a new watcher, please remember to hit that subscribe button. It does mean a lot. My goal at the start of 2025 was to hit 250 subscribers. I went from 172 about 3 weeks ago to 202, I think now. So we've got like 48 subscribers to go before the end of the year. So it would mean a lot. And I know when people say that on the end of a video, you're like, oh, whatever, click off, and then they don't do it. I do it. But then I think sometimes I know how much it means when you get a new subscriber. It's only like a number on the screen, but it's like, oh, people actually care about my stuff. So every time I watch people's stuff now and it's good, maybe this is shit to be fair, so maybe you don't have to subscribe. But you're watching this far, so you may as well. I always hit subscribe, so yeah. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, give us a like. See you in the next one.